All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, May 8th. SPY is barely up at 413.05 versus close at 412.60 as of Friday. So a whopping 40 cents, which is like 0.01%, hardly anything at all. QQQ, on the other hand, is actually down this morning, with the NASDAQ futures down 0.18, and I think QQQ itself is down like 0.2 or something similar to that. I believe this is a new monthly high. Yeah, created on Friday at 323.76. So we're just kind of trading in the range that we've been in for the past month, a little bit above it, but not really by much. SPY is actually closer to the middle of the range that it's been in versus QQQ at the top of the range. So we might see some upward movement if we get a recovery for QQQ, but markets are looking a little bit red this morning so far. RSI is currently below 50 at 41, trading at 413 again on SPY. So we'll see how this shakes out the first thing on the open. Got about 2 more minutes until open. And I'm going to be looking at either the 413 calls or 413 puts, depending on how we start the day. So going with the at the money strike price, the one that's closest to where the current stock price is. And right now I'm thinking puts because we're below 50 RSI, but I'm going to need to see a little bit of consolidation first before I open. All right, there's the opening bell. The 413 puts are going for about 95 cents right now. 99 cents. So we'll wait for this first 5-10 minutes to pass and see how these contracts move. Right now it's at 92 cents. Let's see. All right. So I think I'm going to get into the puts, hopefully in the lower 90s. But we'll see if I can actually do that. Looking to buy SPY 413 put expiring today. 5.8 at below 95. But I don't think that I'll get that opportunity. Looks like we might have just missed it. All right, so looking at the puts, I think they're already going for like 95 or 105. So we assume that it's going to keep on trending down with this first candle. We could open them now, set our stop loss to 95. But we are taking more risk of hitting that stop loss quicker, given that we're seeing this move already. Yeah, they're already at 115. So at this point, it would be chasing them. So we'll wait. See if there's any sort of recovery here. I think the most I want to pay for them is 105. Apple to 169. Where are we at right now? For Apple is at 172, down 0.5% today. 169 would be another $3 for $172 stock. That would be about 1.7%. So Apple would have to go down 2% in one day. I don't think it would reach 170 or 169, but if there's just a brutal sell-off for QQQ today, maybe that would be the case. All right, doesn't look like we're going to get in on this one for the 413 put at 105. Moving down too quick for us to hop in that trade. Let's go look at QQQ. Maybe that'll be a better opportunity for us. Let's see, QQQ is at 43 on the RSI. And that one hasn't fallen yet. We're going to go with a 322 put. Closest strike price. These are a lot cheaper since it's QQQ. Yeah, they're going for 130. I'll set my stop loss to 120. Oh, I do not want to do two-factor authentication. No entry for the puts on SPY. Looking to buy QQQ 323 put at 130. Hopefully. But I don't know. Actually, we're getting them cheaper at 125. All right, I'm in at 125 there. Stop loss will obviously be 115. They're going for 133 now. All right, let me refresh the page and pull these up. Oh, God. Why do I have to two-factor authenticate and everything? Oh, how annoying. Does not make this trade easy at all. 075439. Okay. All right, these are up 160 already. Below and past the 322 strike price. Again, I got them at 125, I think. Now they're going for 140, so up $150 so far. I opened 10 of them as usual. And I have my stop loss over here at 115 just in case. Hold off till Thursday and Friday after the CPI. Yeah, maybe. Couldn't get the first 5 minutes. What's the direction doing right now? We are bearish. RSI is at 37. All right, going back to 135 for these puts. I'm going to pull it up on Thinkorswim. That way I can kind of keep an eye on the candle structure. That's what I like to base my trades off of. Right now it's at 135 for the bid price. So the low for this candle was 125, which is about where we got it. Now they're going for 138. Bid is at 137, ask at 139 right now. Now they're going for 142, so we're up about 200. Almost there. All right, now they're 150. Let's go. I'm out at 150. I'll call it $300 profit, and that'll be that. If it goes through, of course. They just dropped the bid to 145 on me. There we go. 1,500 to close, so nice little 250 in profit. All right, took profits on the QQQ 323, put at 150, 250 profits. SPY is recovering right now. Let's see. Yeah, SPY's getting back to the morning open almost. So that could give us another opportunity to hop in some puts. We're at 43 for the RSI, so we're still below 50. Yeah, you would want to get these contracts. Let's see, for the puts. Ideally, you want to get these for around 90 to 95 each. Right now, they're at 105, roughly. So, a little bit expensive. Let's see, the lowest point for this candle was 102. So we couldn't get into the 90s here. So I think I'm going to skip out on this SPY call or SPY put for right now. All right. Nice little 250 profit to start the day. Strike price was 323. Opened at 125, closed at 150. Again, 250 in profit. So makes for 1,033 so far this month. Might take another bearish trade with a 413 put on SPY, but they're not getting down to the contract price that I would like them at, below like 105, hopefully, in the 90s, but don't think we're going to be able to get that price. So probably have to miss out there. Do I post my options plays? Yes, I post them over in the premium Discord. So you can join the free Discord. The premium Discord has a 1 week free trial. And then after that, it's $30 a month. You get the trade alerts. You get this spreadsheet that I have with all the different trades that I log. You can log them into. And then has a nice little options guide for beginners especially. So lots to offer. And with these swing trade or these scalp trades that I've been taking recently, it's been a lot more profitable since I started those. So this was kind of an ideal setup right here for SPY, looking at the 413 puts. What I like to do with this strategy is try to buy in at the lowest point possible in terms of candle structure. So you can either go based on the open, which was about $1 each. So ideally I could buy these for $1 or less. And then you would flip them at the top of the range, which was 123. So that would be like $200 profit. But we use that opportunity on QQQ instead of SPY. Wish I could have taken both trades and made, 400, but can only do one trade at a time. Wall is going down a lot. Let's see. It's still up 8%, down from 32 to 29, about 10% so far this morning. It's not really that much, I would say. Talked about it in the yesterday's video, the Sunday video, in how Congress is proposing a short selling ban for banks. I think it's a terrible idea because then you don't have any people that are incentivized to buy at a low price if the company is going to zero. But I think that could possibly create some bullish sentiment in the stock just because people don't really follow the history of what happened back in 2008 and how the short selling ban that they did back then ultimately ended up leading to a bunch more bank collapses. So I think that it should put some downward pressure on the banks if they do end up doing that. Wall would probably come down pretty significantly, but it's kind of hard to judge with today's market sentiment. Right now it's still up 6.5%, so downtrend is definitely in play. It's at 30 on the RSI, so you could just hop in to ride the momentum down. I'll just probably try to get in and out of that trade within the same day, though. I wouldn't want to hold that for any extended period of time just because of how volatile it is in both directions. We saw it go down 50% one day, and then it was recovered like 80% or something like that the very next day, so very chaotic, but just follow where the momentum is going in right now that is headed down. Good morning, Pete. Yeah, now that 413 put on SPY is 150, so really kicking myself for not getting them down at $1, but you're always going to miss some opportunities somewhere. Any reason that things were going down this morning? Not really. I mean, the only reason I could think of just because of how much we rallied on Friday, it was like 2% or something like that for SPY. QQQ is at the top of the range that it's been in the past month. So, as long as we continue to trade in that range, then it's going to sell off every time that it goes right above $320. So now I might be able to get these contracts at like 120. Obviously, you're paying a lot more for them when they were trading at $1. But momentum is definitely down. We're at 27 for the RSI, so that is a pretty decent opportunity if you're just following momentum. You'd want to get these between, looks like $1.20 would be the best that you might be able to get them at. Probably wouldn't pay anything more than $1.30 for them. That 323 put we sold out of at 150 is going for 167 right now. Let's see if we can spot a new opportunity in Qs. Yeah, not really. We might be able to get it if it hits 322 again. We could pick up the 322 puts. Right now, those are going for $1. I would imagine they'd be going for about 90 cents if it went back up to 322, but let me see. Yeah, they'd be going for about 97 cents or so. Oh, wait, no. They'd be going for about 83 cents, actually. So basing this on the candle structure, we want to get it when QQQ was at the top, the open of this candle, which would be the open of this candle here, which will put these contracts at about 80 cents each. Maybe like 85 cents. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of what I would call just scalping in the markets, waiting for these options to get cheap relative to like the past 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then trying to get out in 5, 10 minutes based on what the candle structure is looking like. So right now we have a setup where we're bearish in terms of RSI at 25. So you'd want to be in puts right now just to follow the momentum. And then looking at the candle structure for both the stock itself, QQQ, you would want to get these when QQQ is trading for roughly 322 based on the high for this candle and the open for the candle before at 322.13. So ideally, you would want to get these puts between 80 cents, which was the open of this candle, and 88 cents. Right now they're trading at 110, so it's not a best entry for right now. Yeah, I do day trade. These are all 0 data expiration options that I've been trading as of lately. And then I do throw in some swing trades occasionally, usually for either big events like CPI coming out on Wednesday or earnings. And then for this week, we have PayPal earnings, we have Airbnb earnings, and a couple other big names that I'll have to look into probably later on today. PayPal, though, I think this one could be a decent opportunity to go long before the earnings. I think their stock is trading closer to the 52-week lows at 66. Now they're trading at 75. This is a pretty big tech company. I think that they still have a lot of probably pricing power because they're in services. So I think that PayPal might actually do better on the earnings per share than what Wall Street expects. So if we go over to earningswhispers.com, type in PYPL. They're reporting after hours today, by the way. $1.13 is what Wall Street, actually $1.11 is what Wall Street expects. Last quarter they did 124. They were doing about 111 a year ago. So that wouldn't be much change year over year, but actually a year ago they were doing 88 cents. So that would be a pretty sizable improvement year over year. So I think that PayPal could actually have a pretty positive earnings today after hours, which would probably lead me to buy a call debit spread. Maybe basing it on the range that we've seen for the past couple of months since February 17th. We've been just trading back and forth between 76, I would say 78 at the very highest, to the lows at 72. So my guess, this would probably go above 76, 77, maybe even 78 by the end of this week. Am I planning to do a video on this? Yeah, I might be able to do that. All right, so now these contracts are pulling back a little bit. QQQ is still trading at 321.66, so they're not quite close to 322 as I would like. I still think I want to get them at 90, but based on the candle structure, 95 would be a decent entry here. but that does leave you more room to the downside if it does end up coming back to 322, to the previous range that it was in. You would be stopped out. RSI is just relative strength. So basically what it's telling you is this stock strong or is it weak? Right now we're trading at 31 RSI. That's below 50, so that means that it's weak. That means that it's bearish. If this was above 50, then that would mean that the stock is strong. That would mean that it's bullish, right? So what we're doing is we're using RSI as a momentum indicator, telling us which direction QQQ is going as of right now. With that 27 RSI, that means that it's extremely weak, and that means that it's trending down very quickly. So since it is weak today, so far this morning, you'd want to buy in on puts, but you want to get them at a good price. You can't just buy it at any price and expect to make a profit, basically. You want to buy low, sell high is the idea, obviously. But yeah, these are going for 105 right now. I'm looking at entering them hopefully at 90, 95. I feel like would be overpaying for them, but we might not get the opportunity if we wait. That's part of the problem too, is if you wait too long, sometimes you'll just miss the opportunity entirely. But that kind of comes with this strategy. You miss out on a lot of opportunities if you wait for the best price. All right, now we're finally getting there. We're at 95 for these contracts. Still think we might be able to get them a little bit lower at 90. Yep, they're at 90 now. But we are starting to break candle structure here and getting closer to 50 RSI. So that has me hesitating at the moment. All right. Yeah, looks like we got rejected so far, but these contracts are almost, they are where I want them actually. 87 now. So I might be able to get them at 85. Right now we're at 322. But this is looking to be a pretty sizable candle that might end up breaking our structure. So the cheapest that these were right before we went below this line was 82 cents at the open for this candle. So if we think that momentum is going to keep going down, then we could enter these now, but now we're getting closer to 50 RSI very quickly. So this could be a U-turn. Wholesales, we're down 2.1% today. We're getting a little bit of news right now. So that might be the reason for this volatility. Wholesales were down 2.1% versus 0.4% positive for February. All right. Looks like we might have a rejection from that 322.08 level. Trying to get these a little bit cheaper at 83 cents. But right now they're hovering at 84. So I might have to put in my order for 85. We're at 40 on the RSI, so still bearish at the moment. Yeah, left is a call, right is a put. I think this one's on SPY, this one's on QQQ though, so they're not the same underlying. Couldn't you argue super low RSI is a sign of overselling and likely to rebound? Yes, but RSI can be oversold or overbought indefinitely. There's no like time limit as to when it's going to turn around. All right, I'm going to pull the trigger at 85. Looking to buy QQQ, 322, put at 85. They're going for just slightly higher at 88 right now. Do I think QQQ will keep dropping? Yes, I do. we're in that contract. We'll set our stop loss at 75. All right, they're going for 92 now. So we could exit early if we're worried about going back to the top of the range. And I got these at 85. Now they're going for 87 for the bid. These contracts were going for 99 whenever we were at the open for this candle. So we should be able to get in or out closer to that than we're at right now. All right, they're going for 96. So I am out for this trade if we can get that bid. No, looks like we just missed it by a second. Just missed it by a second. All right. Any news from Netflix? Not that I know of right now. Up 2%. Not sure as to why. All right, these are going for 91. So we might just have to close at the middle of the range that we've been in. Oh, no, they should be going for more. They're trying to get these contracts for cheap on me. All right. They keep hitting 96, 97, then pulling right back after. Very annoying. All right. I'll get out at 96 and call it quits. I actually got out at 99. Lucky me. All right. Out at 99. So that was a $140 profit. So basically that was an ideal setup where we had a few candles kind of in this tight little range between 322 and some lows of like 321.60. You try to get in the contracts for the lowest price you can. I didn't get them for exactly the lowest price. I got them in at 85. They wore down to 73, but I opened right after. Stop loss was 10 cents. So the most that I can lose for 10 contracts is 100. And then you try to either wait for the other end of the range. So for me, this was like 95, 96. which is the order that I put in. I got filled at 99 actually, so $140 of profit there. Got very lucky on my exit though. Getting 3 cents more than I asked. What's the point of spectating both SPY and QQQ? Well, when one isn't trading in a range, the other might be. So that's why I have my eyes on both, and that's why I got QQQ instead of SPY. This morning, SPY was dropping like nonstop, so I couldn't take the same opportunity that I could for QQQ twice. But yeah, Netflix is up 1.8%. Not seeing any company-specific news. Do I ever trade futures? No, I do not. Taking a put on silver, I wouldn't be the biggest fan of that trade personally. Just given that we're going into a recession, precious metals would do a little bit better. If you're looking for short term, that trade could work out. Really depends on how CPI comes out on Wednesday. So if you expect CPI to come in better, that would drop the dollar, which means that silver would go up. If you expect CPI to come in hotter than expected on Wednesday, that means the dollar would go up, so silver would come down. So if you expect hot CPI on Wednesday, then a put on silver might be a good trade. Especially considering that it's trading close to the 52-week highs. No problem, AA. And now that 322 put's going for 102, so I coulda, shoulda, woulda sold it a little bit higher. But I got in and got out with my $140 profit, so I'll take what I can get. It makes for $11.73 this month and $390 today. It's a good day. Probably all the trades I'll make for today, though. Don't think that I'll continue to trade with this. Unless we do have some more setups right now, it doesn't look like it. These contracts are slowly going up in value, so not stalling in price, which doesn't leave us an opportunity anymore. Got $100 today. Very nice. What do I suggest for someone with an account below the PDT? You could switch over to a cash account and still use this strategy. You would need to wait for your funds to settle the next day. So say you use $1,000 of buying power for a trade, and you close out of that trade the same day, that $1,000 won't be available to you to use again until the next day. So if you have, say, I don't know, $3,000 account, $5,000 account, that means you could take like 3 to 5 of these trades a day. Usually I spend around $1,000 per trade that I take on. So that would be like 3 to 5 trades based on a $3,000 to $5,000 account. You used to take a lot of swing trades. It's a lot easier to do. These scalp trades takes a lot less time, obviously. I mean, I still take swing trades just based on events, but lately economic events haven't had the same weight that they used to. So like CPI a couple of weeks ago, or whenever the last CPI report was, didn't really move the markets that much. So trading around economic events has become a lot harder, especially given, we're just trading within that tight little range for SPY and QQQ and just trading back and forth between the different price levels. So trading the economic events just doesn't make a lot of sense right now. The only swing trades that I would probably be open to for right now would probably just be earnings trades. Yeah, Western Alliance is down to break even. They're up 6-8% today. It's a pretty sizable drop there. Yeah, cash account is the best for anybody under the PDT rule. But you still need like a few $1,000s just so you have enough cash to trade these kind of strategies with a decent amount of money. And it's also scalable. I mean, if you want to make or lose like $20, you could always just buy one contract. But for me, with a $30,000 account, it's better that I take the larger positions and just flip the contracts. All right, the 322 puts are down to 80 cents a piece now. So QQQ must be recovering. We're at 45 for the RSI, so it's getting very close to 50. Usually when it's close to 50, it has a lower chance for this trade working out. From my experience so far using it, it seems to have about a 25% win rate whenever you're right at 50 for the RSI. And then once you're like below 40 or above 60, it seems to have about a 50% win rate. But yeah, these contracts are cheap. So if you expect QQQ to keep going down, it could be a good opportunity to re-enter this trade. But you only have about a 1 in 4 chance of it working out as of right now, it seems like. How long did it take me to build up to my 30? I started with 3,000 back in March of 2020, so it's been 3 years at this point. And then I also have some money in other accounts too, with Fidelity and with cryptocurrencies. So my total portfolio outside of Robinhood is like 50,000 roughly. 50, 60. These are going for 76 now, so this is the lowest that they've been since the low of this candle. Almost screaming for a re-entry here. But again, your chance of profit is lower here. Just because if we do break those highs from before, and we do break that 322.08 level, the stop loss could get hit quicker. But yeah, right now I wouldn't want to pay anything more than probably about 78 cents for these contracts. Ideally 75 cents for them. And they're going for 83 at the moment. Would I ever talk about crypto more? Into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP? I'm not really well versed on, the blockchain, so I don't think I'll talk too much about it. I do think that it is a good solution to our current financial system just because it's in shambles because of the leaders that we have. So I think that, decentralizing our monetary system is an important thing to do. I do think that it would take probably a decade or a couple of decades for that transition to take place. And that's why I'm in crypto for like the very long term. I bought it. I'm roughly break even for my crypto, I think. I bought Bitcoin when it was trading at, I think, around 30, so slightly negative there. And then Ethereum, I want to say I bought that at like 1800, and right now it's 1856. So I'm basically break even for my crypto at the moment. And then I also have Doge, just for the memes. I think I got that position. Let's see. I think I actually got Dogecoin a little bit too high at like 9 cents. So that one I'm actually down on. But yeah, I'm in crypto for like the long term. Not really a trader for it so much. But those are the three holdings I have: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and my total crypto portfolio is, let's see, I think 10,000. Yeah, 9,500 right now. 4,700 worth of Ethereum, 4,000 worth of Bitcoin, and then $750 worth of Doge. But yeah, I think that's all the trades I'll make today. Looks like we missed the opportunity here to get these at around 80 cents. Was 75 at one point, so can't get that trade anymore. And we'll check SPY, see if we have some better price action there. Now this one's headed to a new low too, so no more of these opportunities as of right now. Maybe there will be some later on. If there is, I'll post it over in the premium Discord. And I will catch y'all. No, I don't have any Shiba Inu. I do not. Just Doge. 10,000 of Doge. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 9:30. See you, everybody.